Hi, this is Joe again with another review, and I want to continue discussing the four animated Peanuts movies. We've already discussed the first one, which came in 1969, which was a boy named Charlie Brown. Now I'm going to discuss the second movie, which I believe came out in 1971 or 72, which was called Snoopy Come Home. Because most of you out there probably would say, oh, that's a rip-off of Lassie Come Home. I said, well, maybe it is. But I feel it's better than Lassie Come Home, because at least Snoopy is not a homosexual like Lassie is. What I mean by that is that Lassie was supposed to be a good dog, and meanwhile a boy dog was playing the part. But not in this one. This one, of course, like I said, is the second Peanuts special, a Peanuts animated movie. And the first one was, of course, centered around Charlie Brown, a boy named Charlie Brown. And this one was focused on Snoopy. And the very opening scene is about this girl you really don't know too much about. She decides she's in a hospital room and she writes a letter. And eventually the letter was written to Snoopy. You can find out why in a minute. But the first like quarter of the movie is really about Snoopy's adventures around the neighborhood. Now he goes to the beach, he goes to the library, he has fun with Peppermint, and this is also the first movie, or first animated appearance of Peppermint Patty, Woodstock, and I think, well, I don't think Marcy was in this one yet, but this was the first appearance in the animated form of Peppermint Patty and Woodstock. So you have that with Snoopy hanging out with Peppermint Patty at the beach, Snoopy in the library, and of course one of the running gags throughout this film is that because Snoopy is a dog, he keeps getting kicked out of all these places. He gets kicked out after spending the day at the beach. With Peppermint Patty, he goes back there the next day or 2 days later, whenever it was, and he gets kicked out because he's a dog. And of course the sign says no dogs allowed, and that song throughout the whole movie. So then he goes to the library and he eventually gets kicked out of the library because he was a dog. So again you hear that voice, no dogs allowed routine. Then of course he gets mad. He gets into because he writes to his local councilman because he's a dog. He should be allowed in these places. He should be allowed to go on the beach. He should be allowed to go to the library. He should be allowed to do all the stuff that people do. He's being discriminated against because he's a dog. So that's like the first real part of it. And then of course he gets into a fight, the boxing match with Lucy. So you have these real padded out stuff. Excuse me. You get a lot of these padded out stuff from the beginning of this film. Until, of course, when the day happens, when Snoopy gets this mysterious letter from a girl named Lila, and of course he all of a sudden he packs up and leaves, and he takes his buddy Woodstock along with him, and so they travel like it feels like going cross country traveling, and Charlie Brown is wondering what happened to his dog. Why would his dog be running away? He's trying to figure this out, and then he finds the letter that Snoopy left behind. He says, "Who is Lila?" If I don't know who Lila is, I go crazy. I mean, he's telling everybody this, and he wants to know who is Lila. Why would he run away? And of course, he had the famous sequence with Charlie Brown's Lucy, Peppermint Patty, and Linus walking around in a circle, and you have the song from the film "Snoopy Come Home," which is a pretty good song. Snoopy, Snoopy, come home, Snoopy, come home, and it was pretty good. It was pretty sad because you want to know, because people are attached to the dogs and people attached to the animals, and now all of a sudden they run off, and you want to know what happened to them. And of course, Linus took it upon himself to find out, to actually investigate this thing. And he talked to Charlie Brown and he says, "Oh, how did you get Snoopy in the first place?" And he says, well, because it was bullied when it was younger, it was thrown into a pit. And then after that, I didn't make much into a sandbox. I didn't make much friends, so my parents got me this dog. Got me Snoopy from the Daisy Hill Puppy Farm. And Lion says, oh, that's a good place to start checking this out. So he goes to contacts the Daisy Hill Puppy Farm, and he found out that Snoopy actually had a previous owner. The Charlie Brown was not the original owner of Snoopy, that's who Lila was, and her family. And he found out the whole... you do find out Snoopy's whole backstory. But Snoopy actually had... his original owner was Lila and her family. And what happened was that Snoopy loved Lila very much, and they were very close. But Lila's parents couldn't afford Snoopy anymore, because I think her father lost his job or something, and couldn't afford to take care of Snoopy. So he gave Snoopy back to the Daisy Hill Puppy Farm, and within a week, or a few days later, within a week, Charlie Brown's family adopted Snoopy. Within a few days later, after Snoopy was returned. And so, of course, here on the best line in the movie, which Lina says, "You gotta use dog, Charlie Brown." So he passes out. So what happened was, Lina was sick, and she was in the hospital for a few weeks. You don't know what was wrong with her. It was never really mentioned in the film what actually she had. But she felt better. Because the parents of Snoopy, or Snoopy's visit, cheered her up. And she says, "I got an idea. Why don't you, after I get out of the hospital, will you come live with me?" And Snoopy was torn up about it. So who should go back to his original owner? Go back to the owner who had him since he was a puppy, pretty much. And he said, "Oh, I understand. You want to go back to your other owner? It's okay. If you want to go back to your other owner, it's okay with me. I want you to know how I feel. My feelings for you have never changed after all these years." So Snoopy decided to leave Charlie Brown and go to Lila. So they had this whole going away party for Snoopy. And even though Lucy kept abusing him and abusing Snoopy in all these specials and other movies and stuff, she was crying over him. But then they all said goodbye, and then when Snoopy eventually got to the thought that Lina lived in a regular house, but we found out she lived in an apartment building. And of course, what's the #1 rule in most apartment buildings, and that is you can't have a dog. There's no dogs allowed. And found out that Lila had a cat, a pack cat, and then Snoopy didn't get along with the cat, and then he saw the sign, "No dogs allowed." So he decided to go back to Charlie Brown. And then when Lila saw the sign, "No dogs allowed," she just smacked her head. "Oh God, I can't believe it!" And didn't realize and forgot that there's no dogs allowed in the building. So that's when Snoopy goes back to his owner and goes back to Charlie Brown, and that's how the movie ends. But as the movie itself, I thought it was a very, very good story, and the film itself did not have all that much panning in it. Unlike in The Boy Named Charlie Brown, where you have so much panning in it, this one does have panning in mostly in the beginning part of it, with Snoopy running around the neighborhood, having a fight with Lucy, fighting over Linus over the blanket, fighting to get his rights of being allowed to go to the library and stuff. That was all perfectly fine. But it wasn't, to me, it wasn't all stretched out like it was in A Boy Named Charlie Brown, with all the added stuff, added scenes in it. But in terms of the movie, I thought it was a very good movie. It's also very sad at times, because of Snoopy was torn up between who he wants to go with. But as a film itself, I think it's better than A Boy Named Charlie Brown, because well, of course, it was predictable. And you know, this one somehow the running gag, which was no dogs allowed best one, rear its ugly head again and come back on to rear its ugly head in this film. But it was still a good movie. So I think out of the four, I think it's definitely my favorite one out of the four. So maybe next time I'm going to review the third film, Peanuts film. So stay tuned with that. So that's my review of Snoopy Come Home. Please feel free to click on, feel free to rate it, feel free to comment on. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.